everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the TB&J podcast. With me today, as always, is Troy Brittingham.
Completely on time.
Yeah, and D is with us today as well.
Happy Freedom Day, Nuggets. It won't last long.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, dude. Fucking A, man. Gotta love our country.
Why did something happen?
Oh, yeah, totally.
It's probably just
Nothing.
like one thing happened, right?
Yeah, just one little thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I
sick.
mean, didn't you hear Tech Night is going to have, private prisons and wait, forgot those already exist. Yeah, and then private prisons, and then they're just going to make them internment camps, which is just
Well, it's fine. Well, it's fine because
sorry, that already exists.
It's fine because this show's all fiction.
No,
so
Troy,
it
it's
doesn't-
fine because the
Did
head...
you hear about the quotas they have for the prisons?
Yeah, they're going to
And
fill
how? Yeah,
This is all in the show, right?
And then the head of the Freedom Foundation, I believe they call it, said that the second revolution is coming and it will be bloodless, quote, as long as the left allows it to be, end quote.
Right.
That's a real thing that happened in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And by the real world, you mean Homelander said it.
The Boys, episodes 5 and 6. Who's ready?
I just feel like there's more questions I have that are unanswered.
Yeah, welcome to the rest of the fucking world, bud. Do we want forgetful grandpa, or do we want homicidal, genocidal grandpa? The choice is yours. I'm so fucking depressed. Let's talk about fantasy for
I
a
went the
second.
anti-Semitic one with the brainworms.
Oh, God.
It's kind of hard with this show.
The Boys, episodes 5 and 6.
Can't
We're
remind
doubling
me.
up because we're doing a special Thursday episode.
Yeah, as long as we're talking about 5. It's first.
Yeah,
maybe.
5 first and then 6.
That could be fun.
We can. 6 was a little too close to home, I feel like.
Mm.
But yeah, 5 and 6. We'll do them together. Troy, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Are you sure?
Yeah.
D, how
Yeah,
you feeling?
I'm feeling thumbs up. Yeah.
I'm also feeling pretty thumbs up, and I feel like we should be feeling thumbs up. The Boys, as we've said many times now, is really good at ramping up the action and the drama and the suspense. At episode 5, 6, 7 are always really, really good, and then episode 8, it's usually like a big reset button, so that everybody starts out in episode 1 of the next
I don't
season
think that's
kind of where they
happening.
were. I don't think that's happening because we now know the
This
end
is the
point
end,
is
dude.
next season.
This is if you know Kripke, this is end of season 3 Supernatural.
Yeah.
This is I don't want to spoil that because I actually want people to watch the show. At least seasons 1 through 5.
Yeah. But like Kripke, as you've said before, he comes in usually with like a 5-season kind of arc or a plot, and he kind of does that, and then he's good to kind of dip out there or give it to people that understand the project and let them keep running with it. But that's usually when he himself checks out, at least as head writer, and he like stops taking over like total creative control. And Kripke obviously running this show, I feel like he's doing a damn good job. The Boys has maintained its quality over the 4 seasons so far. I don't know if that's reflected in the greater media at large. I keep seeing the rating on Prime drop a little bit. It's now sitting at 3.5 stars.
This is another.
It's just review bombing, right?
Well, it's review bombing, but I also think it's
not that there aren't genuine criticisms for sure, but
shows like this will drop off. It's not Game of Thrones. It's not Lost. It's not where you're doing these things.
Wait, this isn't Game of Thrones?
I'm just saying it's not leading to something important that's yet to be revealed. And like they're just like, yeah, it's gonna be more the same with the Boys. I don't think they look at it as like, oh, will they kill him or they will not? That's something they can go back to later if they want to and check out. So I don't think people are as invested in that. So the people that like don't care about the review bombing or don't, I think they're just check it out. And also, I don't know much of it is. There's obviously it's saddens me because it's not like people are like, yeah, I need to get this because it's helping me process this shit. I think it's just at best making people realize the depressing nature of things.
Honestly, yeah. The more I watch The Boys, the more I'm just like, this is almost a little too close for comfort.
And I feel like I'm already jumping into 6 with this, but like if we're just doing generalization here, like 6 really hit with like everything was on the nose. Like
yeah, dude, it was so fucking brutal.
From firecrackers to everything Sage ever says. By the way, what a fucking great character.
Dude, I love Sage so much. And fucking this little
her whole speech to
to Newman.
Newman, right?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
About like women in the world, you need to have one hand in their pocket, the other slits their throat, and that's how you get anywhere in this world. And I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. The world of like powerful beings that make laws and decisions, like they've always looked down on women. The first women president of Hillary Clinton, like that was a big thing against her. Was like, we can't have her be the first woman, so don't vote for her. You have to vote for the other person. And I remember hearing people on Westchester University campus saying that out loud unironically. And I'm like, guys, you see the other one, right? You can't vote for that. Vote third party if you want. Don't vote for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, not to get back into the real depressing world, we want to avoid that. We want to stay in our fantasy land for a little longer.
I mean, this is not the fantasy land you want to be in, I don't think.
D, what did you really enjoy about episode 5? We'll start with you.
I'm trying to remember how that song goes at the start. Oh, McDonald had a... That was what is the stand-up, because after that insanity of an episode, the whole, like, animal Old McDonald song comes in on was, like, that was fucking bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. What's said out of that episode was great. It was a fun episode. What I like, I think, most about this show is, like a lot of shows that I really like. I won't say I like this most about the show, but one thing I've noticed that I like about this show is that, like most shows that I like, I'm least interested in the main character.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
Like Butcher's whole storyline is predictable, I assume, for some, as this goes into 5 and 6 kind of are of a for at least Butcher's take of a piece.
Sure.
But yeah, in like I'm intrigued by, I guess, the venom that's living inside of him. But
that was my favorite thing from episode 5, was seeing the rabbit have like the venom tendrils come out of it, and then Butcher like asks the hallucination Becca like, what really happened when I blacked out. We don't know. She doesn't answer. Yeah. I think we all know now. He fucking venomed out, tendrilled everywhere, and exploded Ezekiel. And I really fucking want to see that. They might be saving it for, like, the season 4 finale when they do their version of January 6th. Where they take over
you'll see
Bob
it at
Singer.
the end of this season. I think it'll probably get Butcher out of whatever fucking disaster they're in. Because
his little,
I think
Deus Ex Machina.
Because, guys, the final episode here is absolutely January 6th. You realize it?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
It's January 6th, except it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, so I'm not completely sold on the it works part, only because I think it'll work in the scheme of the bad guys taking over. I don't know if it'll work from Homelander's perspective, because he was really...
it never works out.
At the end of episode 6, I don't mean to jump around too much, but at the end of episode 6, he gets asked questions by the billionaires of how he's going to handle the Justice Department, how he's going to handle the Navy and the military and all these things, and he doesn't have answers to them.
We just keep jumping to 6.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but he doesn't.
We're skipping right over 5. Let's just roll through a couple things. On 5
I do have
understand.
my answer for 5. I completely forgot about this, and it's like one of my favorite things of the season.
Killer Sheep?
No, pretty much my favorite stuff of the season is the Huey's dad waking up stuff. I mean,
fuck.
so first off, mom real at this point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mom's real.
Can't beat.
Everyone else is seeing her and talking to her.
Yeah. But I think the end of that of just him going through and having clear, just horrible brain damage and dementia.
Yep.
And dementia, is that what I'm thinking of, or would it be something else?
You're not far off. It's not necessarily dementia, maybe, but it's also he was brain dead. The V brought him back, but it didn't revive the dead cells.
I'm not quite sure. Like, I get the ending that they had. Where were they when he died? For real.
Like putting him to sleep?
Yeah.
It looked like they were in an OR and that like in the hospital, because you saw the staff running by the window.
So again, like how are they able to be walking around the a nurse saw all of them with the thing, like it's just kind of
my only explanation is that it's a big hospital in New York. I mean, you could hide maybe, But like,
it's just such bullshit.
it's a little bit suspension of belief.
I mean,
especially
I get it. I mean, this show does a lot, so it's not like you need to do all that. And I get they're going for the storyline in most cases. That was a little off-putting for me, just because like he killed so many people.
Sure, I can see that.
But then, like, they're spreading the ashes at the beginning of episode 6. So not only did he and his mom leave unscathed, unquestioned, but they also got the body out and then cremated.
Yeah, I can see it's not a thing that I thought about at the time because I was like a little baby with the scene.
I mean, I was pulling my eyes out.
And what? There's not a woman that saw that dude who just died in the thing, like, rip apart or clearly have a doctor's heart in his hand and like other people running away. Like, there were so many things that happened, but yet they got him cremated. You know, everything was good. They walked out of that hospital without a problem. But I don't know. I'll believe anything these days, I guess.
I don't know, man. Maybe A-Train did him one more favor off screen. I don't fucking know, but that was a little like, nah, how'd you get the body out, man? Like, bodies are heavy. I don't know if you ever carried one. They're very heavy. And if you're just trying to sneak out of a hospital with one that's covered in blood that was seen murdering a few people, I feel like you'd get stopped, at least at the door. You know? Like, there's someone at the door, there's cameras.
I mean, the episode had a lot of that, though, because, I mean, you can't have flying deadly sheep that can rip apart a bull.
Yeah, it ripped a bull apart
completely. Or a buffalo? It wasn't a buffalo, it was a bull. It was something else. I don't think it was a bull, was it?
Big four-legged creature.
Yeah, ox.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know. It could have been probably. It's not. It just wasn't the kind I think I've seen.
In the cow family.
And they rip apart that, and yet, only your red shirts get killed along the way.
And it can't get through a wooden barn door.
But it goes right through somebody's chest cavity.
People are a little sturdier than wooden doors most of the time.
Right? I don't know. I mean the bone, the rib cage gotta be right.
So
I mean, if you go through like just the soft tissue, maybe you go through the stomach, but it looked like a chest.
Yeah, but like my only explanation for that in my own head was that they still have the brain of a sheep. If you shut the door, like the people don't exist there anymore. Like at a it's like
aren't
a baby,
they banging
right?
on it?
I think they were like hitting the roof. I think one of them ended up sneaking. in the back way.
Maybe their instinct is that they can't get through the door. Yeah, I mean, like they're not going to bang it again, but like they did bang into it. It just feels like they would have.
They put V in the door, in the trees.
they injected the trees with V.
Doors. So I mean, what else in this episode? Like, so one thing I heard about Mother's Milk was the actor. I heard some speculation, and I don't want to, throw out like things or whatever. But like what I hear from somebody who's kind of like pretty in the gym scene, is like he probably quit steroids.
He might have,
and that there was no reason for him to shave his beard into a mustache.
Yeah,
because that just really accentuated. I don't think it would have been a problem without it, but I think it's
so. My and again, the way I justify it in my head, they never explain this as far as I know. So in season 4, he's now the head of the boys. Butcher is out as head, so he's like a cleaner cut version of He's got the beard shaved. He looks a little like slimmer, more well defined. But then,
and again, I don't want to like badmouth that.
Sure.
I don't even want to spread rumors like, oh, he's a fucking like he could just lost weight, dude, got a little older,
right?
Or done this for the role where he is supposed to be fucking losing it and not looking good. So
it could be anything.
To be honest, none of what this visual change has demonstrated is against his character arc this season.
Oh, absolutely
It's literally in line with it. So I should. It's just so jarring that I think like we're missing the fact that like no, they're saying that Mother's Milk is not doing well.
Yeah,
and that's the role right now. So maybe he shaves that beard because of this. For the role.
And maybe he looks thinner because he's just not eating. Have we ever seen him eat?
Yeah, like he's scratching the fuck out of it. He's got hives and he's all fucked up.
He's stressed to hell.
He has a panic attack in the 6th episode.
His arc is a little more like understory throughout the whole thing, but he is absolutely going through it.
I think what you're seeing here is probably some because Kripke's is good at this, at layering the storylines into the themes. or the character arcs into the themes. So like Butcher will often say like he's a mother, like as what's his face, as Mother's Milk says in Ed 5, he's like you're a motherfucker, but you're not.
You're a motherfucker with a heart.
But you're a motherfucker, but you're a motherfucker. But you're not a monster. You're a motherfucker, but you're a motherfucker with a heart.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, and and what we keep seeing, Annie, and I'll echo Annie in episode 6. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we might need Butcher.
Yep.
Like, here's what it comes down to: is like, Butcher saying, Milk, I need you to fucking take Ryan and do it. You're the best guy I know in this. But him in charge doesn't work. And
No.
I do think that like I'll let everybody come up with their own parallels here. And to say Mother's Milk is a great guy. He's a good guy, he can get some stuff done when he needs to. But can he get it all? Can he make the decisions that need to get done when they need to?
Yep.
Do they lose their shit when it is? You look at Mother's Milk, I think there's a pretty obvious parallel right now in the real world. And it's aggravating. But so the answer then becomes, do you need a butcher?
And I love the way that you just phrased that. Do you need a butcher? Like a butcher, not like Billy Butcher, a butcher. Sorry to over-explain that.
And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of problems that are clearly laid out with the Butcher plan. Butcher doesn't believe in himself, let alone anybody else. So it's a predicament is all you got. But this is the brilliance of the show, is that it is with fucked up, insane, lamb-eating fucking people like extravaganzas and wackadoo sadomasochist stylings. Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
Web Weaver, man. All right, I think, listen, anything else in 5 that we should touch upon?
Stan Edgar's out.
Edgar is out of prison, and then Newman kills the police escort, leading him back to prison.
Yeah, you know Stan's making it to the end.
Yeah, so Stan is alive and well, out there somewhere. Did we ever get confirmation officially that she was his daughter? I know it was like alluded to that he treated her like a daughter.
Newman. No. It's just like he adopted her from the thing. She's
I thought
I must just blank that out anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, Edgar's out and alive. He's doing well. There's no more virus, but Samir is gonna.
He does have a. His best line of the episode is, "Oh, are you upset that you betrayed me?"
Yeah.
like something like that. He delivered that really good.
Giancarlo Esposito is so fucking good as an actor.
And is once again in like 3 fucking movies this year.
Yeah, like, well, it's, you know what? I'm glad to have an episode of Giancarlo and not a little bit every episode. Like, it's just, dude, there was times where I was watching 3 shows and all of them had Giancarlo Esposito in it. And
did you see his TikTok he did for The Boys?
No.
So somebody asked him, like, how would you like Stan Edgar's story to end? And he said, honestly, I want Edgar to get some fucking temp V. I want Edgar to kick some fucking asses. I want him to punch some faces in. That's how I want Edgar's story to end.
He's a tall dude.
Dude, what would Stan Edgar's power even be, man? I don't even know. He's already a fucking stone cold killer. Straight faced, no emotions. I would love to see it.
I'd actually, if I had to guess, I'd say he had the same powers as Huey's dad.
Like the what is
very
that?
powerful, but also evasive.
Very powerful, evasive. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like transcendent. I'm not sure if that's the word I'm looking for.
Like an intangible.
Intangibility. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what it is.
yeah. He has the Kitty Pryde vision.
Kitty Pryde, Danny Phantom shit. Yeah. There we
Except
go.
they treat it well. Yeah, it's like they treat it the way that people would say if it would happen. So everybody was really pissed in X-Men 3 when Shadowcat pulls Juggernaut into the wall.
Yeah.
And you're like, he should be kaput, dude. He should like
just
It's not how
Darth
matter works.
Mauled.
Yeah, he just breaks out of it. You're like, what the fuck? Yeah, but whatever.
That's all right. But
Something I believe if he had the Citarac gem and wasn't labeled as a mutant in that movie, but that's a story for another day.
Anyway.
I don't enjoy how they've made Starlight's powers a joke at this point. I feel like every time she's ever like powered up her hands, someone's told her to calm down.
Well,
or like,
have
we
you
don't
seen
need
that? Have you seen that? I read it. Like they're busting all over it.
Yeah. And then like in this in 5, she like can't get it up, so to speak, and Newman
Sure.
calls her out on it, and she just punches her. And then 6, she like can't do it in front of Firecracker. Like it's just like what the fuck's going on here, Annie? Like come on. I want to see Annie just fucking go all out, just burn some bitches' faces, just completely destroy things. Because episode 1 of this season, they had her flying around like fucking Iron Man, and now she can't do shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's an impotency.
Is this like Spider-Man 2 when he like didn't believe in himself, so he couldn't shoot webs anymore?
Kind of. But I also think that there's, I don't know, Starlight has some juice. I don't know how much juice she actually has. The most we've seen her do is probably like when she fought A-Train in like season 1.
Yeah.
Back in the
honestly,
garage.
like we've never seen her really lash out. I wonder what to see if you could get her juiced up, like Tony Stark style with Thor and Avengers 1. Like, can you get her near a generator station and fucking like just amp it up? I could see her frying somebody that way.
They did that a little bit at the end of season 3 with Soldier Boy, because Huey put like every light in the studio up so that she could draw from the power. And that's how she like hit Soldier Boy.
Mm-hmm.
So like do that again, but like times 10.
Yeah, you could put her. I mean, you put her in the middle of a generating station,
Right.
or
you do it right. Annie could fucking kill people straight up, and
I mean,
she could be crazy powerful.
They'll show her melt somebody's face down. Is my guess. Eventually, but they may be building up to that this year because they've been ramping up the. Like always with the eyes, like we saw. You see on Reddit, like always with the eyes, like they're just clowning her constantly. But they've always done that, in the sense that, like Huey, Starlight is not a very powerful soup. At least in this kind of, she's pretty strong.
Yeah,
she's
she's taken, I think at this point, 2 50 caliber bullets straight to the chest, and she's been fine.
She's strong enough.
Yeah, she's very durable. Her powers aren't particularly strong, but like it would take a lot to bring her down. I feel like, unless of course they get that fucking airborne virus going, and that just melts the V out of her.
So definitely feel bad for anybody who loses a leg, especially through torture means.
Also, that wound has not been cleaned or properly closed.
I don't. Yeah, these are all things that I think Crib K washes over pretty much.
Yeah, I guess.
Did we get a scene that explains how he did that and Butcher got him
that's
out of
another
that?
like there are definitely some stories.
That was the one I had the issue with.
Storytelling, corner cutting, and I do think that people I just think that like this is what I think happens with a lot of shows like this as the later seasons goes on some level, is just that like when you're first watching this show, you're not questioning a lot of shit because they're building the world and you're too invested in what's going on and what's happening next. Once you kind of get the basics and you understand the world, you can start asking questions that like about the plot and this, and like all those questions were probably there in the other seasons. It's not like they're fucking perfect. Like, I mean, there's so many things where you're just like, the fact that Huey is in Vought Tower and he's not all over their fucking cameras and shit in the first episode, like, is insane. There's a million plot holes throughout the show. That's not what you're watching this show for. You're not watching this show to cover every angle. There's deep and profound, I think, depth to each of the storylines.
Oh, I thought you meant
doing.
like the deep.
Oh, yeah.
There's depth to the deep.
There's depth to the deep.
Deep thoughts with the deep.
Deeper than techno.
Realize.
So, what was that?
Deep thoughts with the deep. His tagline for that running bit that's all over like their TikTok and Instagram is like real eyes, realize, real lies. And he thinks that's like so deep, and then he has like this look at the camera. Also, Chase Crawford must be having so much fun playing the deep with dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it must be one of the best jobs ever.
I saw a meme. I don't know what the zeitgeist is right now, but I saw a meme that said, it wasn't a meme. It was a little cartoon drawing comic, and it was like a woman going to something, the wish machine, and saying, "Make me irresistible to men," and it turns her into the deep. It turns him into what's his face?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
I mean, I love the deep. I can't speak for every man on the planet, but fuck, I'd fucking.
And I also have seen apparently he and Anthony Starr are like dope friends now.
Yep. Yeah. A lot of them are like really good friends outside of the show. They go on like yacht boats together and they go out to dinner all the time. I follow most of them.
Just like us.
Yeah, totally. But I follow most of them on Instagram, and like Butcher was like smoking cigars with Frenchie, just like playing a game of backgammon on a yacht. And like fucking Kimiko and Annie are like super good friends outside of the show, and Anthony Starr is just pals with all of them.
Yeah.
Like they're all like really good friends outside of this, and I love it. And also, I don't know if you know that Jack Quaid and Victoria Newman's actress are real life dating.
Oh,
So
I didn't
yeah,
know that.
so Huey and Newman are real life couple. But yeah, they're all like. I think that's why some of their chemistry on camera is so fucking good. It's just because they do actually have some of that in real life. It is really, really good.
I do sometimes wonder what Dennis Quaid thinks of all this.
I haven't thought about Dennis Quaid in a long time, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Jack Quaid's dad and Meg Ryan's his mom.
Yep.
Power couple. I loved Meg Ryan back in like fucking.
And together
You've
they
Got
make
Mail.
a 49-year-old, 29-year-old.
Wait, is Jack Quaid 49?
No, he's like 29. Dude.
Oh, Jesus.
Just looks like 49 to me.
Well, after you're out of that like baby-faced early 20s stage, you could go for like anything up until you start showing wrinkles and gray hair.
It's an accurate portrayal of Huey.
Yeah, Huey's great. Fucking, and then when Dad Hugh Sr. is dying and he says, "My wee Huey,"
Yeah,
I was a ball
Yeah,
of tears.
that was good.
Ball of tears on
Mhm,
my couch.
mhm.
So, all
It
right.
was great.
I
Are we fine? Are we?
think we're done 5.
5 is completely done. We're
Let's-
diving into
Let's
6.
dive into. I mean, I'm sure there's some A-Train stuff.
Oh,
in
Cameron
there.
Coleman's dead.
Yeah, Cam
Your
Coleman.
favorite,
Right. He's
Yeah,
building his soup
yeah.
army. Oh, the Gen V kids were there. Fucking underutilized.
Yeah, they didn't do anything
it
with them.
seems. They have a mole, yet they're not using the girl that can make people do anything and
She
say
does.
and do
She
anything.
does have both arms,
She does have both arms.
but they didn't. She's got gloves on. You don't know what's.
You
But
don't know
she's
what's
wearing
going on.
gloves
I'm
all.
assuming that's cybernetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got long gloves on.
They
she
were
does,
elbow
I-
length, I believe.
You don't see her skin on her arms at all, so I don't know. But she does wear
didn't
gloves
they,
in that show because she doesn't want to touch everybody.
Yeah, but like there was also something in Gen V where they rip off that dude's arms in the beginning and then they like reattach them. But was he like a healer that they could do that?
I think he
Good
is.
question.
I think that guy is.
And then
I don't
like
know. I don't know
yeah,
the name.
it's a little off, but I don't know why she has. But I mean, I'm sure they can grow her a new one. I'm not too
Yeah,
crazed about that, but they should explain it.
I
I
feel
just
like with
say-
Compound V, anything's possible.
I just say you should go robot arm. That's all I say.
Oh
But
yeah.
I say
am-
if you have the opportunity for robot arm, you should probably do robot arm.
If you have the opportunity for a pirate hook hand, you should do that.
True that.
That would be awesome. Also,
Right?
her arm is sort of like we're sort of taken off like elbow length, so it would just be like a little tiny hook hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just got the extender. It's like a pulley system. So
I don't know why that got me so bad. That was really good.
The little T-Rex grabbers.
It's just a little T-Rex
be all
grabbers.
pissed off when it slides down. Like, oh, fuck, I gotta
God
reattach
damn
this.
it!
Oh, damn it.
Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I don't
you're
know what. And then their dude who's like honestly as arguably as powerful as Soldier Boy without the blast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Again, I think we'll see them in the finale, but I was just surprised that he's looking for a fucking leak
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Smart Sage, and they don't utilize that. So whatever. Again,
So my only reasoning for that is that I believe Sage does know it's A-Train, but she's trying to long play this for one reason or
fair,
another.
Fair.
Yeah, Sage is trying to long play this for one reason or another. I don't know what her end game is with this.
Well, she does say that line. I mean, if her game is that she has one hand in his pocket and one hand in his throat, then she's trying to kill that. But
is she trying to ultimately take over Homelander, you think? And she'll put herself
I
in
don't
charge?
see her because in the end, it does seem like she's ready to. I think she's ready for all people to die.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Based on what she's like.
She seems to have no faith left in humanity. And
Yeah.
she's like, fucking
Mhm.
let it all burn. I don't care.
Yeah, she didn't give a fuck. Fuck. But
Who can't relate to that right now?
So let's get started here. We get the opening, and I know this is where Annie drops the line of like, oh no, they're not with them. She eventually just says like, we need. I hate to say this,
We need
MM,
Butcher.
but we might need
Yeah.
Butcher. And
They
then
got to sneak in
they
a Tech Knight's
they
alt-right cocktail party.
go to find Webweaver, and Webweaver, whew, gross, dude. Oof.
That fucking hole above his ass where the web comes out. Wasn't expecting that. It was way grosser
got,
than I
like,
expected
teeth.
it to be.
It's not good.
It's gross.
No, that's
but
my
like,
web hole.
he's a spider. That makes sense
Yeah.
biologically.
Yeah.
It wouldn't come out of his hands, would it? It
Mhm.
would come out of his butt.
Yeah.
But that sucks. That
Yeah.
sucks so hard.
Spider-Man would not be as famous of a superhero. I don't
No,
think.
I don't think so. I don't think Stan Lee would have got that off the ground at all. But yeah, they fucking have Huey disguise himself as Web Weaver and infiltrate the party.
Well, yeah. I mean, he hits him with Rohypnol, and just that whole thing, just getting his poor MM. Poor MM.
Got a little blast of fart web in
the
his eye.
OCDC guy just getting constantly jizzed on is just rough.
Ugh.
So that guy was gross. But
How do you think that pitch goes? Eric Kripke's like, Laz, listen, MM is gonna get some like cum all over him.
it ain't getting
in this
all
episode.
over me. It ain't. I ain't doing it, Chris.
It's gonna get
I ain't
all
doing
over
it,
you.
Eric.
No. It's gonna be real great. It's gonna get all over you. You're gonna freak out. It's gonna
Get
be
that
hilarious.
shit right out your head.
And then in this next season, get this, you're gonna stab this junkie's anal hole
Nah, not me.
with Rohypnol,
not happening.
and then he's gonna fart out web, and it's gonna blast you in the eye.
No. Oh no.
And then
Better-
Huey comes in to offer you some fucking Purell.
Yeah. Get that shit right out.
I feel like that's not a good Laz, but it's like good enough for me to like.
It's good enough that it's a different
it's like-
character.
Yeah, I don't even. I feel like it is him. It's like the spirit
No,
of
it's
him
Laz.
without sounding like him.
He was just here. You didn't see him?
I didn't
He
know.
came in last.
I was looking the other way. I didn't recognize him without the beard.
I've
Oh
slimmed
God,
down.
poor Laz Alonso.
So I think it's all just a testament to how great the character is. He's
oh,
doing
for
the
sure. Yeah.
He's he's not doing great as he's always fucking poor Laz. But they get into this. So this plan is batshit crazy. Sending Huey in, which by the way I like at the end. So I liked at the end for a second that he's like, fucking Ashley came, like fingered herself while she fucking tickled me, like
Yeah, dude.
and he's like, I'm not okay. Like
Yep.
he's like, what else did they do to you? And he's like, I'm not okay. And then they turn into like, I miss my dad, and I'm like, it seems like he was more upset about missing his dad, and he was just letting that stuff get to him, as opposed to like actually being fucked up from
Yeah.
that shit. Because gosh damn, is Tech Knight not a? Where does Tech Knight get the balls to say to Homelander, the two best super because I
dude.
know that because obviously they go for the Batman thing for this.
Well, I think that
It's like a
might be the
Bruce
joke
Wayne.
there, is that everyone's like, oh, Batman's the best and Superman's the best. And it's like, oh, we've got your Batman and Superman allegories right here.
But nobody thinks of Tech Knight as that dude. Although I
Sure.
like that one thing going back to episode 5, I think, is him saying, "It's been a year since our last first movie, so time for a reboot."
Yep, time for a reboot. Oh, and the fucking digital product placement. Did you see that?
Oh my gosh!
I don't. I
Wait,
don't know.
black it up or black to it or
Black to it.
Oh,
So,
sure.
And they had like,
so rid-
if a white person's watching this, they'll get this ad, and if a
Right,
black person
right,
watches
right.
it, they'll
it's
get
like an
these-
IPA and the other one gets like a cognac.
Yeah,
it's like
and the black people were
Jesus.
not impressed.
Nah.
So Eric Kripke tweeted out, Amazon approached him with this, and they wanted it in The Boys. And he laughed in their face and said, absolutely not, but I'm going to make a joke about it. And that's what that joke was. They really wanted to put like digital product placement in The Boys, and Kripke laughed them out of his office and said, absolutely the fuck not. Fuck you. And he just made that joke about Amazon approaching
What's
him
awesome
to
is
do it.
how many places will be doing that then? I don't know. Kripke said no.
Yeah, that's
True.
Kripke said no because he had the balls to do it, and the fucking show is like #1 in the world, so like they're not gonna cancel it. But like, imagine a
good
smaller
Amazon
show.
shows.
Is
right
it
now.
number one in the world? I think it's review bound.
It's getting review bombed by certain people, but like it's still getting like a
Yes,
lot.
I see it was number 2, but
It's up there. I don't know if it's #1 anymore after the premiere, but even negative exposure is exposure. Like fucking when Velma came out, everyone was hate watching it. It was #1 in the world for like a couple weeks because everyone was hate watching it. So like, you know, even if you're watching it if out of hatred or irony, it still streams, and streams are money in this world. So I don't think Amazon really gives a fuck if you're hate watching it or not. But that was fucking hilarious. They also had that joke that the Deep says, it was A-Train, I think. It's like, this new show just finished the reshoots of the reshoots, and it has the highest budget ever, so you know it has to be good. And I'm like, oh, you're making fun of The Rings of Power, the other show Amazon has on Prime.
But it's like it's making fun of that. It's making fun of like
everything at Marvel has been redone at this point.
Oh yeah,
sure.
And
like,
then
like
fucking
every
Daredevil's
show.
at its like 18th one.
Yeah,
One for every originally planned episode.
dude, it's so
people
weird.
were saying that Star Wars Acolyte could have been could be really, really good when it was first coming out because it had double the budget of Obi-Wan, and it's like, okay, but what's the writing?
Like, if you put all the budget into everything else but the writing, I don't know if it's gonna matter a whole lot.
None of
Guys, I promise you, if a writer does well, they'll be fired. Next Man 87, looking at you.
Jesus, yeah. And then fucking AI coming in to steal everybody's gerbs.
that. Right, but consider he may have an OnlyFans, which is unforgivable.
Oh, yeah.
That would be the worst thing.
Yeah.
That would be the worst thing ever.
Anything that any writer has ever done in
Oh,
Hollywood.
Listen, who knows?
I like that you're saying that, and then in my peripheral above you, I can see my fuck Dan Schneider hat on the shelf. And I'm like, yeah, that's the worst thing any writer's ever done, Troy. Anyway, back to The Boys, please. Episode 6. So Firecracker's the new VNN anchor after Cameron got outed, or not outed, he got killed. And her first fucking topic is Jewish space lasers. And I was like, all right, this is a little close to home. I don't know how I feel about this, but it is objectively hilarious that anyone ever thought this was real.
Well, you cannot satire Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's impossible. She's too. It's too. First off, let me clarify. I do call her Marjorie Taylor Queen because she is my queen. She's perfect. But also, it's impossible to satire her because she is the perfect satire of a human being.
Like what was it? Oh shoot! It was something about the space lasers. Now I'm drawing a blank.
Her original thing was Jewish space lasers caused the California wildfires. And this was they're hypnotizing you.
I know what it was. It was. I remember just seeing this video of this it was just a prank guy, and he was just going in the street, and he was Jewish, and he would just walk up to like these dudes, and be like, "Yeah, you gotta get out of here. Yeah, I'm in charge. I'm in charge of Jewish space lasers. You gotta get out of here. Yeah, you gotta leave."
Okay.
And it was like definitely to people who would believe that it was just very good. I remember that just sparked my memory of that. I was like, yeah.
That's
yeah.
amazing, and I love that so much.
It's so ridiculous.
I wish I had the balls to do something like that. That sounds so fucking fun.
I hope they have space lasers. I really do.
You do?
The Jewish
Fuck
people,
space lasers. I hope you guys have a Death Star up there. Hope you guys have your own fucking Death
Hell yeah.
Star.
Well, I mean, that's what I assume a space laser is.
I mean, that's probably what she thinks a space laser is. Yeah, they're not a space station.
Yeah, it's just a hair removal laser.
Some NASA astronaut just has like a laser hair removal tool up there.
It's just, I mean, yeah, we have them, but whatever.
Yeah, this is my space laser.
Kernel of truth to everything.
Yeah. Ah, Jesus Christ.
Okay,
the alt-right cocktail party was full of fucking gems,
dude,
too.
every fucking conversation in there. Tripgate doesn't even have to write this shit. He
No.
just has to pull from literal statements from people. These are all like nothing in there is crazy. These are all actual politicians, like almost word for word, and like actual things that they've said. So it's not even satire. It's just sad. It's sad tire.
The guy mansplaining
I'm sad and tired.
The guy
Sad and
mansplaining
tired.
abortion legislation and how women's bodies can shut down a pregnancy was fucking ridiculous. Fucking Tech Knight saying that his wealth was real wealth because it comes from 11 generations.
Yep.
Yeah.
And his family used to be slave catchers. And A-Train, I bet you'd give my great-granddaddy a run for his money.
That was. I was
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
Jesus,
My jaw dropped. I was like, holy fuck, dude. You just said that out loud. Oh my God.
To somebody, I know he has powers too. To a guy who could fuck him up.
he doesn't have durability.
Tech Knight doesn't have much in the way of like any. Like, I mean, I know most soups of this level have some type of resistance and super strength. So I don't think we've seen that from Tech Knight. I mean, Sage does not have it unless it's in her head.
Yeah, so Kimiko was able to stab him relatively easily with just the fucking pliers that were on his tray when they had him tied up to the sex toy. and he couldn't escape from that. So I don't think he's got super strength or super durability. I think he just has like the fucking Sherlock Holmes powers. He can just because he was noticing Hughie like tensing up. He was noticing his heartbeat, shit like that.
What did he do when he spun his glass to make the high pitched note?
Oh.
Do you recall this when he first sees Hughie?
Yes.
In the costume, and he's like, I thought he was distinctly doing something in that moment.
I don't know off the top of my head. If I had to guess, it would be like, oh, because Web Weaver as a spider, he's like sensitive to those noises or something. But like that's never really said one way or the other. Like that's never specified if that's a thing Web Weaver
Did
can
he
do.
do that in VA, like in Gen V? When I was looking at it more, like my immediate thought was like, you're fucked, Huey, because I think he just set like a baseline tone in the area to like maybe amplify some kind of like lie detector elements.
Could be, yeah.
You know?
I also clocked that. I thought it was weird, but I didn't really have any baseline for it. I was like, that's odd behavior, but like everyone here is fucking odd. So I kind of just threw it away out of my mind pretty quickly.
Or is it like, does he actually make that sound audible, and it's like a trick he does to like an exclamation point on his statements? Like, because I'm
no, he
just
could be
intrigued
that
by it.
lame.
Yeah, like I could see him being that lame. Like, yeah. I mean, if I could do that, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice little party trick.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, so that this party is fucked.
I did love that his Alfred is a black man. And he was like, he's like a dad to me. And then the next second screams at him for not cleaning something up the right way. And then...
Yes, Master Knight.
Yep. And then fucking all the way at the end, he's just choking him out because he's like, nah, no internment camps. That's where I draw the fucking line. Yeah, this guy's going to die and we're going to make an accident.
Out of so many holes.
Cleaned come out of so many holes.
They also do a thing where it's like, if you torture him, he's just like, well, yeah, I just fucking like it.
Yeah,
and then they're like, okay, we're gonna donate to Black Lives Matter. And he's like, no,
that was a solid sequence. That was, oh, you motherfuckers! Like, it was so good. It really is the way. The only way you can fuck with billionaires, man. Only way you can do it.
Just take away their money. They don't give a shit about anything else.
It's their power, man.
Yeah. I mean, they're billionaires. Obviously, they're smart enough to run this country. We shouldn't have a say.
Speaking of, Huey was real close to getting a full stomach.
Yeah.
If you don't know what a full stomach is, it was what he was explaining.
Yep.
Which was crazy to me because he had never met Web Weaver. And he has a new hole already.
Oh, yeah?
He has a web hole. So
he's got a web hole you could fuck, Tech Knight, if you were brave enough.
Yeah. So
Jesus Christ.
I mean, anything's a fuck hole. If you're brave enough.
Yeah, I like your portmanteau there. Not portmanteau. Your use of that phrase. Dude, fucking, I loved Tech Knight. Their take on Batman as this just fucking sex fiend who's also just crazy racist.
Oh, did you like their take on Red Hood?
Oh, God.
My original sidekick. My old sidekick.
Oh, God, yeah.
I was like, that's the Red Hood.
Yeah, I saw him. He was all red and covered in a gimp suit. I was like, yeah, that's Red Hood.
There are a lot of boy scenes where all the good guys are leaving the scene and they just look back and they're just like, what the fuck? And this is them in the elevator looking back and he's the butler is choking Tech Knight and the other guy's
Ladio. His name is Ladio because
Ladio.
Yep, because Tech Knight yells it to him, Ladio, quick! And he's like, no, I'm gonna get into this computer here. Although he never talks because he got the fucking ball gag in.
Yeah,
that's not, priority one is not getting the ball gag out. The priority one is opening the laptop.
He was into it. I mean, he was definitely there.
Yeah, but him like waving goodbye to them and him choking out Tech Knight and the elevator door closing and them just being like, what the fuck?
It was a little reminiscent of fucking Peacemaker and that green ninja dude.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Another great fucking awesome comic book show. Episode 6 got me so fucking depressed.
Yeah, it was just so on the nose. And then you get the after that you get the butcher reveal and I
guess
reveal is we were saying right at the end here that I want to hear you say, Troy, I don't think they overinflated the moment to be bigger than it was because it's not a big moment. I feel like for us as savvy viewers watching, like, this guy's most likely this. I can't imagine anybody who, very many people who watch these type of shows that needed to be led by the hand. There's obviously a lot of people watching, so some do. So this was maybe a big Fight Club reveal for them. But we were pretty spot on with this from the get-go. So
absolutely.
But what it felt like was much more of a revelation for him.
I agree with that.
And it felt more character-based than, like, plot-based. And I was like, this is fine. Because I didn't need to be, like, blown away by it. I think the other way that you can emphasize that is by not doing a backwards montage of scenes to demonstrate the situation. Because
that felt a little unnecessary.
But no, I mean, they do it enough to move it around. Because he's revealing more stuff as he does it, right? Because I'm not going to remember that, like, he said he pulled him out of Nicaragua, like, did this, and what he really did. So tell him that he really lifted a dime is a manifestation of his guilt and that kind of stuff. And he's a manifestation of not his guilt, but, like, of the fucking butcher that he can be.
Yeah.
Or when he needs. And that's going back to kind of this point of, like, you can't do it with mother's milk. At the lead, it's almost like you need a butcher at the lead, and you need everyone else around them to be good.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only way to make it work, right?
Yep.
You need everyone else to be the heart of Butcher. And it's when Butcher's isolated that he becomes his worst self, and he's not effective. So it's when all the boys are. It's obviously when you get the boys together, it works. So it does speak to the end results. But, like, the whole what about Newman's big old speech at the end, which I don't know how to take, like, in some sense, like, because I do feel like she's playing both sides against the middle.
Yeah. I genuinely do not know where her loyalties lie.
She doesn't, I don't think. She's just trying to survive, I think. And that's all she's been trying to do.
And
fair. That's what she says. I mean, to be fair, she is perfectly good to all of the boys over where she would need to be because she can kill all of them. She had Starlight punch her in the face. Let's, like, Butcher shoot him in the head. Shoot him in that, like, it's not.
Hughie threw acid in her face.
Yeah, like, I mean, she's giving them goes because she doesn't want them dead. She needs them alive to fight against these guys. So at the same time, like, they are ready to kill all of them, including them, to get to Homelander or to get rid of Soups. And to be fair, the fucking answer is to get rid of Soups. Like, this world does not need them, just like it doesn't need fucking billionaires. But,
I keep remembering in the previous seasons, her character was built on this anti-Soup agenda and this legislation, which eventually became, like, the task force that she was head of in the last season. And I want to believe that is, like, who she is. And that is where her loyalties lie, is taking down superheroes. She's just playing up into Homelander's hand because she has no other choice.
I think that's her ideal, but not one that she believes is possible. That's the other take on this. You
think if Butcher came to her and was like, "Hey, I could make an aerosolized version of this shit that would kill all Compound V in the world," you think she would, like, jump on that to take down Soups?
No, her daughter's a Soup.
Yeah.
She's a Soup.
Okay.
No, she would never be on board with this. Neither's Butcher in the end.
That's true. It is very.
No one's down for, like, a genocide of all of these people, like, except for the psychopaths of it. I mean, it's genocide is Hitler, right? I mean, it's no better than the worst.
Yeah.
But, like,
Hitler, bad guy.
But
that's our take on the TB&J podcast.
That's the official
stance. Hitler, bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's good, right?
You are bad guy. But you are also bad guy.
Most people, not as many as there should be, agree with that.
Dear God. So yeah,
I just saw a single tear roll down your eye, Dave.
It's all right. We are going to be okay. All right.
I don't believe that anymore. But all right.
Listen to me, and hear me now, and listen to me later.
Oh! It's so sensual that it's barely getting picked up on mic.
You have to listen to me now, hear me later, and then listen to me later. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I think I can follow those instructions.
It's not going to be pretty. All right, there are no ways about that. But our strength is in our togetherness. our orgy of ideas.
Okay,
Oh.
that's not really the phrasing I would have used.
We need to maybe take some drastic measures. We might need to fuck a new hole.
Okay, I feel like the metaphor is getting a little muddied by the words.
Everything is getting muddier, okay? It's
Uh-huh.
gonna get a little dirty.
Sure,
Because
sure.
you're in the back door.
Yeah.
And, listen, not in the best mood this week either, but I just know we need to be together. So
I think that...
please, just stay together.
Yeah.
I just feel like that.
Yeah, guys.
Hey, welcome back, Dave. Pablo Podcasto
Yeah, he
was
was
just
talking
here.
about muddy holes and.
It was strange, but I feel like we need to like assassinate the president. No, I'm just
I don't think that's what he was
Just kidding.
saying
Just kidding.
necessarily.
Don't go to
He
my
let
house.
you-
Secret Service.
He let you pull up your own interpretations, I think.
Yeah. My interpretation is that I need to buy more Bitcoin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, or gold. Or gold.
No,
Just
honestly,
straight gold.
buy gold. Build a bunker. I'll be fine. I'm a straight white man. Troy, you're fucked.
How NFTs doing?
NFTs?
Yeah.
Bad.
Oh.
People losing shitloads of money. Except for the earliest adapters, they're fine. They made their money and left very quickly. Adopters, yeah. Thank you, pedantic. Is that it for episode 6? I think that's it. Oh no,
we never
Firecracker breastfeeding Homelander.
Yeah, we do have
beautiful
that.
shot. Beautiful Americana
She
shot.
really
just in time for Independence Day.
This
is the Independence Day episode.
It
It
is.
is.
She just starts undressing, and he's like, "What are you doing? I'm not sexually attracted to you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Are we gonna get some female on male rape? That would be interesting." Oh no, she's just gonna squirt titty milk at him, and then it's because she's been taking drugs all this time to make herself lactate.
It genuinely, Anthony Starr is a powerhouse of this fucking
Anthony
show.
Starr is the best. Yes.
I believed in an instant as the milk hit his face, all of the stress of the last 2 seasons, because he hasn't been doing a whole lot of milk stuff recently. All the stress of the last 2 seasons vanished in that moment, and Anthony Starr sold it in the face acting, where I was like, I know exactly what this guy's going through. It's gross.
Yeah, everybody's like the face acting on this guy is unreal.
Yeah.
His speech to them, and then failing 2 minutes into it, and then but this is probably my favorite part, is just panning over to Sage,
Who's just eating
just
cake.
eating chocolate, being
Just
like
stuffing her
"Fuck
face with chocolate
yeah,"
cake
or
with
like
her
saying something like, "We should get some poppers," or like what the fuck she says. Like I was like, she's so fucking good. I was just, like, she just looks at him and is like, like just that. I don't think they even said anything, and then just the face acting all
the
around
back and
is
forth,
so good.
The back and forth with her and Newman at the end, where she's like nodding to her, and then she's just nodding back, and then Newman nods,
that's
and then
it.
she nods.
Yeah,
and she's
yeah,
like,
that was it.
She
That was
nods
it.
more.
That
She's
was
like,
it.
yeah.
She's like, okay.
That was my favorite. That was probably my highlight. That gave me a chuckle by the end. And I think her metaphor is great then too, because she's just this one with all the machinations to fuck the world, because fuck all this shit, right? Burn it all down,
Yeah.
right? Burn it all down. It's all fucked. You're going to turn to that person. They're going to be like, yeah, at the worst fucking moment. You're going to be like, okay, that's what I was agreeing with. Cool. This just showed us a really good job of showing you a lot of sides to the complex issues.
Absolutely.
I
I also love that we learned that she can survive a bullet to the brain.
Yeah.
Well,
She will drop dead
she
for a few
said-
minutes.
She said from the get-go, if you shoot her, I am totally going to accept if you kill a brain, it will grow back. So, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do we have to? Is she a vampire then? We got to put a stake through the heart to kill her?
Or just a normal bullet.
Cut her head off. Is she going to be fine?
Yeah, I guess that was
Ooh,
a
what
little
if she
more.
Pretty much
What if she gets
most-
Futurama?
most deaths, except that.
Okay,
She's no, more, if you want to go that route, she's an anti-zombie. She's the opposite of a zombie.
Okay.
You can't kill the brain. You can't kill the brain.
Well, now that just makes total sense, and now I'm completely on board. I understand completely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for explaining.
I don't think anti-zombie is the right word. Like oppa-zombie.
Yeah, Oppa zombie, which is not Oppenheimer as a zombie. I want to make that very clear.
That'd be cool,
I don't
though.
know.
Oppenheimer 2, Nolan.
Brains and
Nolan?
nuclear weapens.
guys.
I am become
We
zombie.
are living through Oppenheimer 2 right now.
Well, okay, well. I am become
And
zombie
hey,
destroyer of brains.
Hey, they lasted this long, right?
Zombies?
They lived through Oppenheimer 1.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah. Sure.
Yeah, but that was just a movie.
No.
Huh?
No, real life.
No.
That
What?
happened.
Yeah, we have a bomb that does it.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a real thing.
That bomb.
Just one,
that's,
though, right?
No.
Enough to kill the planet Earth. 17
Troy,
times
let me
over.
tell you, for a few decades after that event happened, we were actually in a race with another country to build as many as humanly possible.
But why would we need all of those?
For mutually assured destruction, just in case the other guy would use them.
Right, but wouldn't we also be destructed?
Yeah.
That's
mutually assured.
Yeah.
It's mutually assured. That's the point.
So nobody wins, though.
But nobody wins, and that's why we never did.
Nobody wins, but they don't
Oh,
win.
so
Still
we're all
holding true.
Okay, so that means that we're safe because of them.
It's not about I win, it's
Kind
about
of.
fuck you.
It's just
That's what it is.
Well,
It's-
because of that,
I need
no
to
one
stop
will
being.
fuck you.
I need to
Yep.
stop being. Yeah, thank you. I need to stop being so sarcastic about this stuff before somebody listens to this and goes, "Man, that Troy guy's a fucking idiot."
Troy is so fucking
so
naive and
dumb.
stupid. Jesus
What?
Christ.
Wow, what a dummy.
Yeah. Opposite of
Shut up,
Sage.
dummy.
Just
Shut up,
an
dummy.
anti-sage, which means I would be a zombie.
Shut up, dummy. You big old dummy.
Oh boy.
JK, I love you, Troy.
Yeah. So that scene was good. I think they're listening to Newman and hearing her recording of it through the bug of what is said.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and obviously they have recordings of this, so they can drop all that to the ground now. Like they
But
can use
will
that
it
against her.
matter?
I don't know. It probably won't. At all.
It's kind of the world we live in and the world the boys are impersonating.
Firecracker in charge of what's
VNN.
VNN, yeah. I think that you're just gonna get fake news allegories in that of just telling
You very
everything.
well might.
And
yeah.
then just a bunch of fucking dummies being like, "Yeah, I don't think that's true at all," because she said it wasn't true.
Yeah, I mean that's super fucking possible, and it's
Mhm.
terrifying to
Yeah.
to imagine that in the real world as well. But yeah, they could just say, yeah, fake news doesn't not real, whatever. But they've only got 2 episodes left before the
Yeah.
end of the season, so
Yeah.
the payoff has to come soon. Something's gonna happen. January 6th is around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, the table setting is going to happen in the next episode. Is my guess.
And then in episode 8 we eat.
Yeah. you're
Next
gonna
episode
eat
will
some
be
shit.
bad, and then the 8th episode will be bad.
Oh, okay. So Noir and Deep have a convo.
Oh, right.
And I was happy to find that the same actor is playing Noir that had been playing Noir.
Yeah.
Doing a good job of, I think, making him quite different. I love the little, why does he just have fucking drawings of squirrels and shit?
Yeah.
He said, I don't know about that.
Of busting beaver in his notebook. I don't understand.
Yeah, but, Deep fucking going over the edge at this point.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, Noir just got a murder on. He was just so horny for murder all the time, and now I get it. No one laughs at me anymore when I squish their fucking heads in. And Noir's just staring at him like, what the fuck? Oh my god! Because a minute ago he's like, I don't even really like violence. I don't want to kill people. And the Deep's like, but killing is power,
Yeah.
and that's what you need. So Noir is
Would
probably
you say
gonna
he's
fuck
gone
off
off the deep end?
No, I feel like he's always been there.
Oh.
But
no, I think, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Deep was always of some nature, sympathetic, but because he's so dumb. And in the end, he really does care about fish and sea life. And,
which you wouldn't get from this conversation because he
deeply.
tells the new Noir that the old Noir just murdered a whole village for Vought because they wanted
Yeah.
to expand their palm oil
yeah,
operation.
and that I think was purposeful to show that he even that's lost on him. The only thing he got out of the fish stuff, I think, was love back, and he has such a similar Homelander story.
yeah,
They're such parallels, and that's why he fucking hates him so much.
it could be. Yeah,
Oh yeah, he's all of the pathetic that Homelander is. He sees on the face of the Deep, right? He's the one that stupidly does all the things that he's like a little brother. He's like a little brother
Oh,
that you
yeah.
see going through all of the things that you did and doing everything wrong like you did, and just you're so fucking dumb. I hate you. That's why he takes so much shit out on him. But they're absolutely a parallel there, and he's going through the same emotion. Now I just like to see them die. he's right on that same path. So he's right there with Homelander, and whatever last humanity he had with the Deep is gone. Like, I mean, with his with the other animals. I'm sure that octopus tank has been cleaned in a long time now.
Oh, God, yeah. The fucking octopus is so neglected because he's getting laid by Sage now.
But
Doesn't
I
care.
do think that this might then be his he's, I think, a good candidate to go this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think A-Train pins the leak stuff on Deep, and Sage might see this as a more strategic move than getting rid of A-Train, so she might let it happen. Or she becomes incapacitated one way or another, shot in the head again, and can't stop it. But I think they absolutely pin it on the Deep, and Deep gets off to the end of the season.
Quick question.
Yeah, sure.
I read that somewhere that they were the same actor. I thought it looked like him when I saw him here. Is that the same person that they showed in the flashback to like Vought in the 70s or during the
Noir
war?
actor?
When
I don't
he
remember
got,
that far back. I don't think so. I want to say
because
no.
I want to say no too. It's not that guy. Because now I keep worrying about our clone situation. Could we see? We very might well see Noir be more important. Like follow his status again. I could see it being
Two different
played
guys.
differently.
Okay.
I could see it being played differently. You know, like he plays him. He plays it like because you guys are so fucked. Like I did this, but I'm wondering if they're mixing that with Sage now to some degree, because Sage seems like a new character, right? I don't think they were in the comics, at least
Sure.
not in that capacity. So I'm wondering if something happens on that front. But I could see Deep dying. I could see Starlight killing him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if we get those two storylines together of her getting her the comeuppance to him, giving him some good fried head. You know?
Yeah. That would be really, really interesting, actually.
I do also like the A-Train moment of this, of saving MM and then at the hospital getting like a genuine like smile from a kid seeing him do superhero stuff, and he's like, "Shit, fuck, I like doing superhero stuff."
Yeah. He obviously likes. He clearly feels in that moment that this is what's real. This moment right here, actually making a sacrifice, doing the right thing, is always going to make you the better person in the end. But it's also going to get him killed. So I'm pretty sure A-Train's done. You know, these are great storylines, though, with great characters. But I could see, A-Train's storyline is over.
Yeah, I mean, this is
He's
his
made
redemption
turn,
arc.
and Deep has made his turn to the dark side, so I could see both of them ending out. Actually, that might be a more interesting way to go about it.
I was
have
gonna
him do that.
I was going to say, I can actually, after that scene specifically, I was kind of convinced he might make it into 5. I think that they may both die in 5, but I think that if you want to set everybody up for the final season, maybe that's them on opposite sides, and you have sort of team v team end of the show kind of thing. Not that it would be like a fight, because that's not really what the show does usually, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get...
I don't think either of them end the show. I don't think either of them get
to
the end of season.
I don't think many people do.
No.
No. But this is an interesting call because I just don't know if you, because with that whole comic book storyline, it ends with the Noir reveal and how and they kind of take each other out type of thing.
Sure.
I'm wondering if you're getting some variant of that. Like, is it Sage in some degree taking that role on, but maybe with a power boost? Does she get a power boost? Does she get a, like what happens here? Newman has a counterpart, V the Veep or whatever, Vic the Veep.
Oh, yeah.
And I can imagine how that goes. I could see Newman dying at the end of this season.
Okay.
Her daughter's a monster. Her husband is probably dead now, I guess. I don't. That's not going to end well. So I could see her ending her life at the end of this coup, because it's supposed to be a diplomatic, not a diplomatic coup, but it's supposed to be a political coup that puts her in charge, right? Like, technically. But I could see that blowing up in her face. Oh, yeah, and they had the one scene where her head explodes.
She fantasizes about
she
blowing up her own head.
blowing up her own head. Yeah,
Oh,
talking
God,
to
that's so
talking to the who was it?
The guy that was mansplaining fucking.
Yeah, but it was
abortion.
he was a
position
combination of two characters from the real world. He was the one senator that did literally say that he was cleaning that up, and then she said that he's afraid to be in a room alone with anyone but his wife or his
Mike
mistress,
Pence.
and that would be Mike Pence. So it's Mike Pence and somebody else.
Yeah.
Jesus Lord.
By the way, who does call his wife mother, and that's real.
Yeah. Yep. Sure is real.
Like a cool normal guy would do.
Oh yeah, like any normal cool guy does. Yeah. Is that
we have anything else? Yeah,
the only thing I can think of is, and it's not a whole lot, is the Frenchie prison stuff. That's
There's not really a whole lot to say.
There's not a whole lot about that yet.
It's
He's
more
just shut
Kimiko.
Yeah.
It's more Kimiko because that is a really well done scene with the I have nowhere else to go, and then her sitting down in the empty room with all the chairs, and that was really well shot. I mean, it's a beautiful scene. I really feel really bad for Kimiko. I feel bad for everybody. But we'll see how they can pull out, if they can pull out in some way. Yeah, I'll be intrigued to see what the story's thesis is.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm very, very excited to see where the rest.
But
of
I'm pretty
goes.
confident. I know that the thesis involves getting worse before it gets better.
Oh, for sure. It's not, gonna be.
Well,
Indeed.
happy 4th of July, everybody.
Enjoy this one.
King George III.
Fucking
Day.
enjoy this one as much as you've ever done.
Yeah.
This is probably the last one that'll ever feel even remotely cool.
And on that super positive note,
Dun-dun-dun.
holy shit, dude. You guys want to immigrate somewhere? Canada? Argentina? I hear Australia's lovely this time of year.
Too many spiders, too many snakes.
Yeah.
The moon.
Maybe a Navajo Nation.
Those won't exist anymore after November. What a downer.
Yeah, sorry, everybody.
Nah.